Hey guys, let's review Pokémon Scarlet and Violet, with the same topics as usual: story, gameplay, graphics, and music. And this time around the story revolves in different paths depending on which route you decide to tackle first, either the League, Path of Legends, and Starfall. To be honest with you, the only part that I felt worth playing was the Path of Legends, because it shows a story a bit more mature. I know Pokémon's target audience is for children, but let's be honest, the ones who end up sticking into the game longer are a bunch of geezers, me included. So after you have played many Pokémons, the gym route is pretty much the same, and the Operation Starfall was boring, because of the school setting we are thrown into. Aside from Path of Legends, the only part that actually intrigued me was the last main part of the story, Area Zero. It was an interesting twist, and I would have liked to see more of this. And that's actually what I feel like a wasted opportunity, because this game could have added an extraordinary twist like, I don't know, Chrono Trigger, where you have to travel in different timelines, find different Pokémons, throw crazy twists here and there. But oh no, it is the modern game freak we are talking about. On this end, I will say it is a 6. There weren't many things that really attract me regarding the story. About its gameplay, there is a new major twist, which is the open world, and the funny hats the Pokémon have now. Nowadays, there seems to be a lot of people who really enjoy these open world features, where you can decide where and when to go. But I feel the execution on this end is poor, because depending how you tackle the story, you can either turn it into something boring, because you may end up increasing a lot of levels, and the story isn't particularly hard. Or on the other hand, if you are new, you might find some areas being underleveled, turning the game into something quite hard. As it is an open world, there is no real rule to how you should tackle everything. If you are an experienced Pokémon player, you can pretty much do whatever you want. But for newcomers, I feel this approach isn't particularly the best. But also, about its open world, I felt it was rather empty. In the first games there were several trainer battles, several places full of life, but in this new entry I felt it was a bit boring after a while. There is nothing particularly new in its gameplay to say, well, this is a rather interesting change. On the other hand, this new do something to fight the gym leader or just throw your Pokémon and let them fight each other annoyed the heck out of me several times. Like, give me a break, I just want to tear their teams apart. Not do these dumb things or answer dumb tests where I have forgotten everything, because those were uninspired battles. It is not like a Garchomp or a Miltank is tearing my group apart to remember any of them. What I personally found entertaining was fighting several battles underleveled, just to make a bit more challenging the story. For its gameplay, it is another 6. It is pretty much the same as any other Pokémon. For the graphics, I am not a person who really cares about them, unless it negatively impacts the gameplay. Here it is more about something funny, because I didn't play the first version of the game, so I didn't get a chance to see or experience all the glitches the game had. Just to quickly get this point behind, to me, there is no excuse if you are releasing a glitchy game, and nowadays companies get away with this because they can patch it. And for the amount of issues the game had, and the quick patch that was released, they already knew this thing wasn't working properly. In the case of Switch games, I know they didn't have the best of graphics, so I usually like to see the enemy design, the creativity they put into the different areas and so on. But here, it felt generic to me, and the Pokémon design just going uglier and dumber with each release. I like the concept of the past and future. Personally, I like the past Pokémon design, because the future feels uninspired and ugly. I cannot deny that there were some interesting areas that looked like forest and stuff like that, but most of the open world is just plain barren to me. It is another 6. And for the music, I feel like they tried to do something similar like in Sword and Shield, regarding some tracks at the very least. But for some reason, I felt this game is kind of hollow. I mean, the tracks are there, but they didn't inspire me like some of the older games where they had engaging music themes, either for normal battles, gym leaders, the Elite Four, or cities. I tried playing the game with its music, but I fell asleep a couple of times, and I knew I wasn't going to get real far in the story if that kept happening, so I turned on some of the older themes and kept playing it. To me, the soundtrack is just bad. It is a 5. Pokémon Scarlet and Violet final score is a 5.7. It is sad to see that one of the most profitable games is just pulling these kind of things. Empty, uninspired. It is ironic as Arceus, I believe it is said, had a way better design. And once again, turning back to this isn't good. There were many options, there were wasted opportunities. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.